Adding thousands of extra miles to your CVT transmission's life is easier than you think, if you know the right habits to follow. Have you ever wondered why so many CVT transmissions fail prematurely? Is it just bad design, or are drivers unknowingly making mistakes that shorten their lifespan? The truth is, with the right habits, you can avoid a costly breakdown and keep your transmission running strong. If you drive a car with a CVT, you know they have a bit of a reputation. Some love them, some hate them, but one thing is certain: they are expensive to replace. There are simple, easy-to-follow steps that can dramatically extend the life of your transmission. And today we're counting down the 5 most important things you need to do to keep your CVT running smoothly. Make sure you watch until the end, because even one bad habit could be cutting years off your transmission's lifespan. Let's get into it. Avoid launching your car. Let's start with the one that gets ignored the most: launching your car. Whether it's using launch control, brake stall, or just flooring it from a stop, launching your car puts a massive strain on your transmission. The CVT relies on a belt and pulley system, and when you launch, you're generating extreme heat in the torque converter. Over time, this leads to premature fluid breakdown and increases the risk of belt slippage. And here's the thing: once that belt slips, it's game over. If you're driving a performance car with a CVT, launching might be tempting, but if you do it often, you're almost guaranteeing a shorter transmission lifespan. Warm up before aggressive driving. Most people know to warm up their engine before driving hard, but did you know your transmission also needs time to reach its ideal operating temperature? Transmission fluid performs best when it's at the right temperature because it acts as both a lubricant and a hydraulic fluid. If you drive aggressively while it's still cold, the fluid won't be able to properly protect the internal components, leading to increased wear and tear. A simple rule of thumb is to wait about 5 minutes after your engine is fully warmed up before pushing your car hard. If your car has a transmission temperature gauge, use it. Otherwise, just give it a little extra time before going full throttle. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. It only takes a second, and it helps us keep bringing you the best tips to keep your ride running smoothly. Now, let's get back to it. Don't modify beyond the transmission's limits. This one is for my fellow car enthusiasts. If you're driving a WRX or any other CVT-equipped vehicle, know your limits when it comes to mods. The CVT transmission has a hard cap on how much power it can handle, and for most models, that number is around 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. Unlike a manual or traditional automatic transmission, the CVT doesn't have gears with teeth. It's just a belt running between pulleys. If you push past its limits, that belt is at risk of slipping, and once it does, there's no coming back. You can have fun modifying your car, but don't push it past what the CVT can safely handle, or you'll be looking at a costly transmission replacement. Change the transmission fluid on time. A lot of people think CVT fluid is lifetime fluid, but that's a myth. Over time, transmission fluid breaks down, loses viscosity, and becomes less effective at cooling and lubricating. If your car has a CVT, you need to follow the manufacturer's recommended fluid change intervals. For most cars, that's between 30,000 and 60,000 miles. But if you drive aggressively, tow, or live in an area with extreme temperatures, you might need to change it even sooner. Fresh fluid keeps your transmission running smoothly and prevents unnecessary wear on critical components. Don't skip it. Check for fluid leaks regularly. This is especially important if you own a Nissan, as these cars had a known issue with transmission fluid seepage. CVTs are sealed units, meaning they don't lose fluid under normal conditions. If you start seeing leaks, that's a big red flag. Every time you change your oil, about every 5,000 miles, take a moment to check under your car for any signs of leakage. Catching a leak early can save you from catastrophic failure down the road. Even a small loss of fluid can lead to overheating, poor shifting, or complete transmission failure.